We move on next here tonight to the new state law that now allows squatters to be thrown out of homes that don't belong to them.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill this afternoon in Orlando. And our Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders joins us now live from Tallahassee to tell us how all this will work. Forrest.
Well, guys, I can tell you this was not a very controversial policy. In fact, it was unanimously approved by the legislature earlier this year during the legislative session. And now, with Governor Ron DeSantis' signature, Florida becomes one of the first states in the nation to lean in on this issue. With rental homes, second homes, and so many others, Florida is no stranger to squatters. In fact, just this week, Martin County Sheriff made national headlines warning of a viral video teaching squatters how to squat and circumvent the laws.
Crime is a lot like cancer. It spreads, and if you see it somewhere else, let's be on guard. Let's get ahead of it.
When someone is illegally occupying a vacant property, current rules require what can be a lengthy civil court battle to remove them.
All right, so here we go.
Wednesday, Florida's governor signed a new law to streamline that removal process,
providing very swift remedies, because what the squatters know is even when they're in the wrong, it's a massive process many times before they can be evicted, and a lot of times the process is very expensive.
Property owners will now be able to request law enforcement immediately remove a squatter if they entered illegally. They've been told to leave and haven't, and as long as they're not involved in a tenant-landlord legal dispute. The new law also increases penalties: a second-degree felony if squatters cause more than $1,000 in damage, and a first-degree felony for knowingly advertising a fake home sale or rental.
My name is Justin Melcarrick, and I'm just one of the neighbors that had to deal with squatters invading our street.
The change is a big win for Floridians like Justin, who warned Wednesday just how bad things can get.
The squatters brought reckless driving, drugs, weapons, and verbal threats to the lives of my neighbors.
The new law also getting rave reviews from Florida's largest professional trade association, Florida Realtors. Vice President Andy Gonzalez said the Sunshine State now has a deterrent to halt the horror stories.
If you own a property, even if you're away for a period of time, you shouldn't have to go through legal loopholes if there's someone squatting your house.
The next step is for the changes to take effect. Florida's anti-squatting law now coming online in July of this year. Okay, so let's talk about something more controversial, which is the vacation rentals bill, which got through the legislature earlier this session. That is a policy that would basically give the state more control over how to regulate vacation properties over cities and counties. And it's getting some blowback from the Florida Realtors Association in particular, who are urging Governor Ron DeSantis to veto that policy, saying that it actually diminishes property owner rights. We'll have to see what he does there, Paul.
All right, Forrest. Also today, Disney and DeSantis settling a years-long fight over Disney's opposition to the parental rights bill, critics labeling it the Don't Say Gay law. What was behind the timing of this settlement today?
Well, we know that the company as well as the new oversight board have kind of been working together to try and find a amicable way to settle their dispute, at least in the state court battle. And it sounds like they have. I mean, you have the governor out there today saying that, this is a big victory for him, his comms team really touting that message. But there are some provisions in there for the company as well, including negotiating with the new board that's overseeing the special district for their future plans, how they would cooperate and work together. And if they come to a good agreement with that new deal, it essentially would also nullify the federal court case, which is still sort of in limbo. You might remember Disney is alleging that their First Amendment rights were violated by Governor DeSantis as well as the legislature. That lawsuit is on hold right now. There was a dismissal on the lowest level of the federal courts, and now Disney is appealing that decision. But they say they will dismiss that case. They will drop that appeal if they're able to get a good negotiation out of the company with the new board going forward. So we're going to have to wait and see on that as well. But obviously, this is a step in the right direction, at least for both parties, as far as they're concerned.
Yeah,
Paul?
It's been a journey, Forrest. Thank you. Forrest Saunders live for us from Tallahassee tonight.